Just a couple of pieces left in the Hero Indian Women's League puzzle as we move towards the ending of another season. And tonight we are at the Trans Stadia for the second semi-final between Eastern Sporting Union and Gokulam Kerala. One last balancing act over the next couple of hours remains. One last pause at the threshold before entering the storm against Kickstart. And so Panthoi Chanu has kept 3 clean sheets for Eastern Sporting Union this season, and one more will be of great demand. The back four remains the same for Ronnie Bala. Margaret starts despite being 1 yellow card away from suspension from a possible final, and she is alongside Prameshwari. And up front is Kipjen, and she will look to combine with the player in form Kamala Devi. It's a 4-4-2 from Ronnie Bala Chanu, and the only change is on the left wing. No number 3 Linda Chanu starts ahead of Mandakini. The first goal so important. Both these sides with their changes can score late as well. Kickstart FC are already at their final pit stop, resting for now but rejuvenated for the 21st, where they will meet either of Anthony or Ronnie Bala's sides. Anthony Andrews making just one change, and that comes in the form of Manasa, since Ranjana Chanu is suspended for this one. But all the big names starts up front and in midfield for Gokulam. Anthony going with a 4-1-4-1, and down the wings we've got the likes of Sandhya and Manasa, but Grace and Sabitra Bhandari, wasteful against Odisha FC, got to get that behind them and start afresh tonight. Vivian Ajay will start from the bench once more for Gokulam Kerala. She will look to try to make things happen when she comes on, in case Sabitra Bhandari runs out of legs. Gokulam Kerala in their 3rd straight attempt in making it to the final, and hope they can write one in their favour at a stadium where they usually win. And so Anthony Andrews knows he is without his first choice left back, and it will be a test for Roja Devi. Almost a pressure cooker like situation, and Jangmei Grace had an outstanding season, so as Shilki Devi. Both these sides defensively so good throughout the season, conceding only 3 goals. Shows how much emphasis both the coaches puts into defending. But in terms of scoring goals, Eastern Sporting Union needs goals tonight to go and play Kickstart on the 21st. And as the figures pass through the mouth of this game, the world changes. The next couple of hours where decision, demands and direction will be difficult to keep, because in knockout football, space can behave in a very strange way, and so can the clock, depending on which side you are backing. Tonight, time will move differently. It will flow, it will rush, and it will slow down. And it is a fascinating tactical insight. Andrews always like a man planning an ambush on a narrow mountain, but he wins most of his battles in this wide expanse. And Ronnie Bala, of course, she has made Eastern Sporting Union win with their limited resources, as she had made the limitations part of the style. And Arjun Singh Rajput in attendance. He is the Vice President of the Gujarat State Football Association and also the Chief Whip Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation as well. And Gokulam Kerala know they've got Roja Devi, Jangmei Grace. Interesting to see Mansa getting a start tonight. That's a massive call from Anthony Andrews, because in this game, in the context of the whole season, he is riding on somebody scoring a goal. In that front four, you got 4 number 9s that plays in the same position, but they will try to rotate to try and find goals. Moments, spaces and emotions, those are the 3 words that Anthony Andrews used in the pre-match interviews. Those are the 3 things that he wants to control before the team walks out of the special tunnel at the Trans Stadia. A final football and fabulous finishes. That's what we've had in the first semi-final. What are we gonna get in store here on the Trans Stadia? Hoping to be an absolute belter. Referee Ruba Devi with the task of handling this massive encounter. Yuvena Fernandez and Sujata Palit are the assistants, and Jangmei Grace and Prameshwari Idam will fight for every ball tonight, will fight for every inch of space in this night of all nights. It is worth remembering how close this game can be. Both the teams have scored 67 times in combined, and there is a sense that both the coaches likes to limit the space for the other to create art and express themselves. Two sides know how to play football in the right way, and it's not boring having a 1-1 result in the quarterfinals. Keeping a clean sheet is the key. That shows you that you are in control. You are in control of your team and in control of the contest. And lastly, tonight, one of these teams have to win this game, and they have to get themselves on the 21st. Incredible consistency between the two sides. Eastern Sporting Union, third season in the running in this last four teams in the Hero Indian Women's League, and Gokulam Kerala three times in a row now. One of them has to go through, obviously, but it's a Gokulam Kerala, and their consistency has been there for all to see. And same with Eastern Sporting Union, who would have thought a club from Imphal making a comeback. Nobody expected anything of them to possibly glow and get themselves into the Hero Indian Women's League semi-final. So welcome to this unmistakably a performative space that is the Trans Stadia, where Eastern Sporting Union and Gokulam Kerala meet in the Hero Indian Women's League semi-finals. They have been inseparably close in the recent past, when a single goal has been enough to separate them. And that is sport, when sometimes you are Anthony Andrews and sometimes you are Ronnie Balachanu, when sometimes you are Sabitra Bhandari and sometimes you are Prameshwari Iram. And sometimes what make you one, not the other, is too small for the eye to see. But on some nights, it has to be made obvious. And football will find a way to make it a bit obvious, especially when there is nowhere to hide, like tonight, when they clash again for a place in the Hero Indian Women's League final. Of course, Gokulam Kerala and their home form. We talk about Eastern Sporting Union and their away. So difficult to choose. But was this 11 so difficult to choose? In terms of the back line, doesn't look like so. Ranjana Chanu got herself suspended at the crucial moment of the season. Anthony Andrews throws in Manasa. That was a difficult decision to go with. Sandhya yet to be at her very best. But Roja Devi throws something different into the mix. The second semi-final is underway at the Trans Stadia. Gokulam Kerala are in the green strips. The other side in green kickstart have booked their place into the final already. In terms of consistency level, this game is so evenly poised. There needs to be an ingredient that nobody expects, and I think that may just be unexpected ingredient for Gokulam Kerala tonight. And of course, Sabitra Bhandari leading the line, 26 goals for her, 6 for Indumati. But she does takes her individual battles very seriously. Ronnie Balachanu knows it. Gokulam delivers an early cross into the box. Good hands from Panthoi Chanu. Once a Golden Glove winner in the Hero Indian Women's League. That was the season. Eastern Sporting Union finished runners-up, lost to the Rising Stars, Rising Students Club of Odisha in the final. Panthoi Chanu, she went to Spain for trial along with Baladevi at Malaga. The flag went up against a Gokulam Kerala player. Looks like it was Shilki Devi. Made a slow start against in the previous encounter Gokulam against Odisha FC. They would look to be off the block soon in this particular encounter. I was just involved in a conversation with Anthony Andrews. He mentioned how one eye will be to kill the game off within the first half an hour. That is when we see the first drinks break or the cooling break, whatever you might call it. Having progressed from Group A as the table toppers with 19 points out of a possible 21, Gokulam Kerala edged Odisha FC on penalties after a nail-biting quarter-final on Tuesday. This is Ashalata Devi in the heart of Gokulam Kerala's defense, as she is regarded as one of the best defenders of Asia. People are playing alongside Mitchell Castana. The Malabarians are now finding themselves a goal down after just 2 minutes, but equalized to Roja Devi against Odisha FC. Anthony Andrews, with his tactical ploys, turned the game on its head, especially in the second half, despite being a player down. Has shown a lot of attacking intent in the shootout. Bitrice has saved all 3 of Odisha's penalties to help Gokulam win 3-0 ahead of the crucial semi-final against ESU. Anthony Andrews was extremely excited about this game. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, Kamala Devi is on the ball for ESU. Doesn't do enough. A prompt clearance from Gokulam's defense. Sahena gets the challenge in. Sabitra Bhandari brought down deep inside her own half. Plenty of experience in this Eastern Sporting Union side. A few former international stars as well. But it will be intriguing to see for how long they can keep up the fight. Fatigue has always been a problem for Eastern Sporting Union, especially the last 25 to 20 minutes of the match. That is where Gokulam will look to hurt Eastern Sporting Union, especially with tired legs around. And Anthony will look to put the game to bed in the first half. Gokulam, when they makes a slow start, they do have a habit of conceding goals. Reaching this stage of the league, they can't afford to do that. We just saw what pressure can do. Even a top side like Setu Madurai was so wasteful, usually free flowing in front of goal. Here comes Eastern Sporting Union. Kamala Devi making an interesting run is Kip Jen. She's been catching form off late, the number 11. 3 goals. The hero of the match in the quarter-final against Sports Odisha, Kip Jen. Kim, pardon me, is on the bench. She scored the equalizer for Eastern Sporting Union. Ronnie Balachanu has been given the free hand in terms of making the selection. It was a pretty bold decision to keep the previous games a star performer on the bench. Facing a side like Gokulam Kerala, you need experience, at the same time quality up top, which is why Ronnie Balachanu opting to go with Kamala Devi, the former India international. 33 goals for India in 51 outings. She's been very prolific for India. Also the top scorer in the 2016 edition, that was Hero Indian Women's League's inaugural season, played at Cuttack, Odisha. Talking about Kamala Devi, she was also the top goal scorer in the Southeast Asian Games 2016. All eyes will be on Sandhya as well. Once IWL's most valuable player. Joined Gokulam Kerala this season from the Tamil Nadu based, Karnataka based rather, the Kickstart, who are in the finals. And now slipping in, Indumati could be the first goal of the game. The ball has somehow stayed out. For a second, Panthoi Chanu didn't know how to react to that. It all happened so quickly. Indumati went for that cheeky little finish. Just hitting the upright. But what a ball played through from Sabitra Bhandari. Look at that pass. Just penetrates the Eastern Sporting Union defense. A well-timed run as well from Indumati. She has been one of the top buys of Gokulam Kerala. Put out a stellar performance against Gokulam during the Kerala Women's League final. Joined Gokulam from Lord's FA. From Eastern Sporting Union, the giant killing act is required to get the better of the Malabarians. That is quite difficult. Easier said than done, but there is no harm in trying. Manasa getting a start because Ranjana Chanu picked up a red card in the previous game against Sports Odisha. And Anthony Andrews is a 4-1-4-1, looks a 4-3-3 on paper, with Ashalata Devi and Mitchell Kastanha holding a very tight line. Shilki Devi, the single pivot, and he encourages the two wing backs Kritina and Roja Devi to tuck in alongside Shilki Devi. As a result, it frees the two number 8s, the likes of Grace and Indumati, to push slightly forward and operate from the natural regions. And that is how they outnumber the opposition in their defense. Grace and Indumati has got the freedom to play in a slightly advanced role and combine with the likes of Manasa and Sandhya. It will be interesting to see how Eastern Sporting Union's midfield functions to get into the final third. Grace and Indumati can operate with an open frame of mind, given the fact they've got a triple pivot, the likes of Kritina, Shilki and Roja Devi. Another chance opened up for Gokulam. This time it was Sabitra Bhandari skipping past Sahena and pulls it across for Dangmei Grace. A space denied in the end. It's Kamala Devi. Looks up once. Beautifully chested down. Quickly closed down by a Gokulam Kerala FC player. That was Linda Chanu. She has been rewarded a start today, Linda Chanu. Mandakani Devi is on the bench. She did score in the opening game for ESU against Kickstart. It has been a remarkable story for the Karnataka-based side. Despite starting their campaign on a losing note, they went on to reach the final of the Hero Indian Women's League. Gokulam Kerala are unbeaten in their last 26 Hero Indian Women's League encounters, out of which they have won 25. Only one draw that came this season against Misaka United in their third group game. Here is Asha. Snatched away by Shilki Devi. Just getting numbers around the ball, Eastern Sporting Union. But Gokulam Kerala hold firm. Sandhya down the center, plays in. The number 9, keeper off her mark. Just going slightly forward, Indumati. And the ball stayed behind. Excellent combination play from Gokulam Kerala. Early signs of how they can be so ruthless going forward. That is where Eastern Sporting Union got to be very careful. Outside of the boot pass from Sandhya, the ball slightly stayed behind the number 9 Sabitra Bhandari, who went ahead just a fraction too early, was Indumati. In that split second, Gokulam Kerala just seemed to have spurned the chance. Shahena looks to be in a lot of pain early on. Warning signs on the Eastern Sporting Union bench. Kritina goes towards her technical area. A bit of advice to the youngster from Anthony Andrews, who was awarded AIFC's Best Young Coach of the Year. He will look to make it 2 in a row. Anthony Andrews, winner of the last edition of the Hero Indian Women's League. And Gokulam Kerala have had the best chance of the game in the first 14 minutes or so. Indumati hitting the crossbar. Nothing so far going forward from Eastern Sporting Union. They will depend heavily on Kamala Devi for goals. Prameshwari Idam will have to do all the hard work. She will look to operate into that hole behind Kipjen and Kamala Devi. And the number 10 is aided by the likes of Rina Roy Devi and Linda Chanu. Gokulam Kerala clinched last season's Hero Indian Women's League title in a convincing style, winning all the 11 matches. Now they find themselves within 2 games of a successful title defense. Eastern Sporting Union are a strong and passionate side who have performed well in the group games and progressed to the semis. A tough challenge is expected. However, they believe in the team's abilities and have prepared a strategic plan to overcome the opponents tonight. The 2016-17 champions Eastern Sporting Union finished 4th in Group B to set up a quarter-final clash with Sports Odisha, which ended 1-1 after 90 minutes. And Lurembam Ronibala Chanu ran out 4-2 winners on penalties, with the captain Prameshwari Idam scoring the winner from the spot kick. Meanwhile, here comes Gokulam. Sabitra Bhandari goes up for it. Runs all the way towards the number 33. Sets up Dangmai Grace. And a fingertip save from Panthoi Chanu. Excellent phase of play from Gokulam Kerala. Pressing the accelerator, cruising past the number 5, Anita Devi. Wonderful setup towards the on-rushing Dangmai Grace, and her side-footed attempt denied by Panthoi Chanu, who's having a very confident game between the sticks for Eastern Sporting Union. Corner swung in, header from Shilki Devi, just kept out by Panthoi Chanu. She was backtracking, managed to get her body behind the ball, and thankfully for the number 1, that header didn't have enough power. You got to generate a lot of power through your neck muscle to put those chances in. It was swinging away from the number 6, but she got to be credited for making the proper connection, but lacked power on that header. Tremendous stuff. Panthoi Chanu with couple of very good saves to keep Gokulam Kerala at bay. A support for Gokulam Kerala on the stands. Good to see travelling fans. This could be a new dawn as far as women's football is concerned in India. And with All India Football Federation set to adopt a home and away format, we'll come back to that. It's a wonderful goal scored by Eastern Sporting Union. An absolute blinder from Kamala Devi. She took into account Bitrice slightly off her mark. She was slightly advanced and exploited the space behind the goalkeeper. And that is where quality matters That is where experience counts. And is Kamala Devi making it count for Eastern Sporting Union. A twist in the tail here at the Trans Stadia. Gokulam Kerala went down against Odisha Sports in the previous encounter. And almost a similar scenario in the semi-final as well. And this is the 6th goal they have conceded in this competition. An absolute screamer from Kamala Devi. Even the most ardent Eastern Sporting Union fan wouldn't have expected in their wildest of dreams to lead Gokulam Kerala by a goal to nil. What a moment. Just against the run of play. Kamala Devi, as I've mentioned, she's got eyes for goals. She is a proven goal scorer. There is another example of why she's been so highly rated in this Eastern Sporting Union side. Ronnie Balachanu's plan of fielding Kamala Devi ahead of Mandakini somewhat working here. She has done the damage. How do Gokulam Kerala respond now? Panthoi Chanu with the goal kick. Roja Devi. She scored the all-important goal. The all-important equalizer against Odisha FC. That is the area where Eastern Sporting Union really needs to concentrate. They're leaving spaces behind for Sabitra Bhandari to explore. Sudden acceleration is one of the hallmarks of a gameplay. Ashalata Devi with that clearance, not too far though. Sabitra Bhandari going through a barren run. Will that end tonight here? Gone past Kamala Devi's way. Dangmei Grace. She provides that balance into this Gokulam Kerala side between defense and attack. She is the bridge, likes to orchestrate play. More of the ball hitting Indumati on that occasion. But Sahena somehow gets away with that passage of play. Eastern Sporting Union reached the finals of the Hero Indian Women's League 5 years ago, but will have to produce one of their most stunning performances ever against a glamour Gokulam Kerala side if they are to repeat that feat. Vivian Ajay looking on from the sideline. Almost shot in the foot. Kritina Kamala Devi has stolen the march here, drawing players towards her. Dangmei Grace, Prameshwari Idam continues to offer her support. A never say die attitude from the number 10, 34 years old. She represented the India senior side 8 times, scored 5 goals. Had a decent season with Kickstart last year. Back to her hometown club this season. Now Ashalata Devi. Roja Devi. Playing on the left side of defense, filling in for Ranjana Chanu. She's been a big miss for Gokulam, especially the way she likes to bomb down that left channel, huge in the way. And Gokulam plans to operate from the left channel. It was a forced change from Anthony Andrews. Will we see Vivian Adjei come on for Gokulam if they fails to equalize? She's a very physical striker. Offers a lot of strength and physicality. And now Sabitra Bhandari is in on goal here. Another big save from Pantho Ichanu. I simply can't understand what's happening with Sabitra Bhandari since that last game against Sports Odisha. She's getting closer but not managing to find the back of the net. Maybe she's left her scoring boots in the dressing room. A big chance for Gokulam. Goes begging. It is one of their star strikers, Sabitra Bhandari. Missing it. A runaway leader in the race for the golden boot, Sabitra Bhandari. And Gokulam are equipped and skilled compared to Eastern Sporting Union. And got to provide an example of that. Just trying to destabilize Eastern Sporting Union's shape in midfield. Here is Asha, a ball-playing centre-back. It was a well-measured pass towards Kritina. Running out of steam for a goal kick, for a throw-in, pardon me. That was the chance from Kritina's cross. A guide on from Indumati. Sabitra Bhandari, excellent first touch. But the second touch not producing the goods for the Nepalese international. But all credit for Pantho Ichanu for getting her timing absolutely spot on. Ashalata Devi on top of this free kick for Gokulam Kerala. Can they equalize though? Got to clear this. Eastern Sporting Union, Prameshwari with her share of defensive work. She's so quick. Her pace sometimes can create issue for the oppositions. The referee has pointed to the spot. There was an incident right on the line, and according to the laws, that is a spot kick. The incident took place right on the line. A right decision from Ruba Devi. She has pointed to the spot, and penalty for Gokulam Kerala. Look at that. She was tripped inside, Sabitra Bhandari. On the follow through, she landed outside. It was a genuine case of penalty. Eastern Sporting Union found wanting at the back. And a golden chance for Gokulam to equalize. Sabitra Bhandari tripped inside the box by Nirmala Devi. It was Linda Chanu. It looks like the number 3. Giving a body check to Sabitra Bhandari inside the penalty box, resulting into a spot kick. Eastern Sporting Union players are protesting the decision, as the replay clearly suggests it's a clear penalty. Now the incident took place inside the penalty area. On the follow through, she landed outside. And Margaret continues to remonstrate with Ruba Devi. She got to clear this. Sujata Palit also steps in, trying to calm things down. But the protest continues. Look at the incident. Right inside the box. Ashalata Devi's cross. Sabitra Bhandari went up for it. A shoulder barge from Linda Chanu inside the box. It was along the line. We saw a similar kind of incident in the Hero ISL final as well. Kian Nasiri of ATK Mohan Bagan was stripped. The referee awarding a penalty to the Mariners. Almost a similar scenario here as well. And great patience though from Ruba Devi. No cards yet. She is trying to keep the players under her watch by talking to them, trying to calm things down. Can Gokulam Kerala equalize before the cooling break? A vociferous protest from the Eastern Sporting Union players. And a lifeline here for Gokulam Kerala. It is the India international, Indumati. She looks slightly nervous, Harmilan Kaur. Can Gokulam Kerala equalize from the spot kick? Indumati taking this. All eyes on the Eastern Sporting Union goal. Panthoi Chanu slightly high in confidence, given the fact she's pulled off a couple of stunning saves. Can she save this one though? Indumati with a short run up, and she slots it into the bottom corner. Struck it with a lot of venom. Impeccable placement from the number 8. And Gokulam Kerala are back on level terms. Indumati with her 7th strike. She did judge the right way. Panthoi Chanu increasing the pace on the ball, choosing the bottom corner. It's an area even the best goalkeepers can't get there. It's 1-1 at the half an hour mark. Kamla Devi's strike cancelled out by Indumati's penalty. So at the cooling break, it's Eastern Sporting Union 1, Gokulam Kerala FC 1. Gokulam Kerala before the game were regarded as toughest opponents by the Eastern Sporting Union's head coach Ronnie Balachanu. Football is a team game, and if they do not allow them to create chances, there will be less probability of scoring, and will focus on winning and qualifying for the finals. Looks like a red card is out. Looks like the assistant coach of Eastern Sporting Union, Ibomcha Singh, has been given marching orders by Ruba Devi. These are the chances so far created by Gokulam. Indumati just hitting the crossbar. Sabitra Bhandari skipping past the challenge, setting up Dangmei Grace. Plenty of opportunities created by Gokulam, and deservingly they have equalized here. They could have taken the lead as well had those chances gone in. And Eastern Sporting Union converting a half chance from almost 25 to 30 yards out. And this was the incident for which the protest broke out. But Indumati converting her chance from the spot kick. And Gokulam Kerala are back into this game. Excellent game so far for Dangmei Grace, along with the sharp Savitra Bhandari and Sandhya. Eastern Sporting Union will be looking for a lot more like they had against Sports Odisha, but they must remember to not make any mistake at the back. Spaces are opening up. This time the flag went up slightly against Indumati. Ronnie Bala has seemed very confident, especially in her pre-match attitude and the way she is spoke to the media, mentioning that Eastern Sporting Union on the cusp of a new era and will be looking for continuation. And well, two coaches who like to take the game by the neck, playing attacking football, always concentrate in getting one more goal than the other. So there comes the stars then. Anthony Andrews and his team walk into the semi-final. Will know that feeling. They know what it's like to play against Eastern Sporting Union, and they know how difficult it is to win it. I got to find out over the course of the next 55 minutes or so. And it is only fair that Eastern Sporting Union would want to be the first blip. And Gokulam Kerala have played a lot more games on more compact pitches. There's no complaint about the amount of space. Also spoke about the bounce, and everywhere you go there's a different feel to the grass, different bounce, different challenges of the conditions. Has a lot of ground to cover. It's all about keeping possession. It's so important in matches like this when you are coming up against a quality opposition. You want to make them work for the ball, let them make mistakes. And Gokulam are a side who keep the ball really well. They play an attacking brand of football, so Eastern Sporting Union need to keep it tight at the back. Well, the Imphal based outfit, they have suffered from playing football in one half and switching off in the other, but the trend they are producing only point to inconsistency. They score and concede mostly in the second half, and their focus and concentration dwindling. But here comes Gokulam once more. Couple of green shirts inside to aim at. Too high for Dangmei Grace. Should be cleared comfortably by Linda Chanu. She conceded that spot kick. A shoulder barge onto Sabitra Bhandari. Prameshwariram. On to the number 33. Rina Roy. Linda. Will she get a corner for her efforts? She gets a corner. A bit twice, not managing to prevent the ball from going out. Taking a deflection of Shilki Devi. The sub-junior India international Silky. Linda Chanu will want to make this night memorable for Eastern Sporting Union from the corner. Bitrise getting the defensive organization in place. Linda Chanu's corner, escaping a couple of green and black shirts. A tussle for the ball. The number 3 wins it. A shooting opportunity for the number 4. She gets the shot away as well, Nirmala Devi. straight into the palms of Bitrice. One goal in this competition for Nirmala Devi, and that came against Celtic Queens. That was Eastern Sporting Union's second game in the group. Kamala Devi, Prameshwari, Shahena into no man's land. That will trickle out for the throw-in. The message in the dressing room will be clear from Anthony: win at all costs and give yourself a chance. Even the faintest glimmer will help. And form and football style wise, you may still favour Gokulam Kerala, but there would be a milestone for the likes of Linda Chanu, Prameshwari, Margaret to achieve if they scores against Gokulam. Well, we've seen the teams being cautious at times. We've seen them being adventurous. Meanwhile, adventurous is Roja Devi. Close to her is Sandhya. Roja Devi onto her favourite right foot and sending in a cross. Easily dealt with by a Chobi. Rina Roy onto the left full back. Easily read by Kritina. And now Bhandari looking for Sandhya's run, having a numerical advantage at the back for the time being, Eastern Sporting Union. And ever since getting in that equalizer, Gokulam Kerala looks slightly scattered. Midfield looks slightly puzzled. And Margaret, known for her destructive play, and that is exactly what she's doing, along with Kipjen. And there she is, Kamala Devi, the goal scorer. Prameshwari Idam, blocked by Mitchell. Now Manasa came to prominence, Mansa, and during the Kerala Women's League. Scored a brace against Karathanad Raja Football Academy as well. And that is when she was burst onto the scene. Here is Ashalata Devi carrying it forward. Not finding her teammate. And there she is once more, Shilki Devi. A heavy toucher from Sabitra Bhandari. Prameshwari, Linda combining well in midfield, Eastern Sporting Union. There was hardly any focal point to aim for up front. A regulation time of 4 minutes left in the first half. Gokulam Kerala, just like against Odisha FC, have fought back. Sandhya. And Dangmei Grace. And maybe Anthony Andrews thinking over of bringing in Vivian RJ at some point. For that, he will have to take off either of Sabitra Bhandari or Beatrice. Will be interesting to see his approach. Shilki. Ashalata Devi just above the halfway area, moves it on towards Sabitra Bhandari. The ball falls kindly for Mansa. Down on the far side, asking Kritina to overlap. Comes back central to Indumati. Plays a 1-2 with Shilki, and now threads it through, and the flag will go up against Sandhya. That is a change I just indicated. Soumya will replace Bitrice, and Mansa will go off, and Vivian will come on. Her experience will be key up top. Now the indication is quite clear from Anthony Andrews. He wants to end this game within 90 minutes. Two very positive changes. Two attacking changes. Now Vivian Ajay will add that bite up top and take some of the pressure off Sabitra Bhandari's shoulder. There she is. She is through here. Losing out on her marker, Shahena. Just couldn't keep up with her in pace. Sabitra Bhandari so smooth, almost glides across the grass. Eastern Sporting Union are just more than Parmeswari Iram, of course, with the wealth of the attacking options. But it is her composure and experience key to winning points. And Gokulam and their entire youth setup that continuously supplies a lot of talent to Indian football is an example for a lot of clubs in India to follow. Oh, that's a tremendous run. A threatening run from Sandhya. Jinxing past a couple of challenges. Look at that. Excellent body feint. And then skipping the challenge from Shahena. Beating Nirmala. Attacking the byline. But the cross slightly lacking in quality. Additional time of 7 minutes. Here is Vivian Ajay. Now she will look to win the ball back. Wins it illegally though. And straight away a brooking for Vivian Ajay. She can't believe it though. Look at her expression. She is so surprised. Just out muscles Prameshwari Iram. The referee says it's not a legitimate challenge. Now the All India Football Federation has come up with a new youth structure with the under 13, under 15 and under 18s. All these teams participate in the local talent hunts and try to be the supply chain to the senior team. That is something that we want Indian football to go through. And in terms of the pre-season, a lot of chatter about the number of scouting Gokulam Kerala have got, not just within the state but even from within India as well. Surely we'll see more players. Shilki Devi really delivered very well for them. Another exciting name, Lalchan Dani, is on the bench. An excellent player to call upon in case there are losses in front of goal. And over the course of this last game, just a teaser because teams gonna strengthen, teams gonna form, reshape, and tactics take a completely different approach as well in terms of how they go about winning games, especially when it is a semi-final. Gokulam Kerala have the most amazing support. The love and passion they shower are immense And again slipping in, rounds the keeper, Sabitra Bhandari. Gokulam Kerala are 2-1 ahead. Just a one little stab from Sabitra Bhandari. Scores her goal number 27 in style. Just steals the ball right under the nose of Panthoi Chanu. Gokulam Kerala down by a goal and now 2-1 up with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. They are 2-1 up here. Another strong comeback. This time it's Ashalata Devi from behind with a perfect assist. Sabitra Bhandari running ahead of the Eastern Sporting Union defense line, chasing the ball from behind, rounds the goalkeeper, empty net in front of her, as she calmly rolls the ball into the back of the net. That jinx for Sabitra Bhandari with the post has finally broken. And a sigh of relief for Gokulam Kerala team tank. In the first semi-final as well, we saw Kickstart just scoring at the cusp of half-time, and Gokulam Kerala taking a massive lead. That will do their confidence a world of good. There was that willing runner in Dangmei Grace, offering a free run from the right hand side with about less than 3 minutes in the first half. Roja Devi having a very comfortable game. The Gokulam Kerala back line. The flag has stayed down against Vivian Ajay into the top of the net. Was the flag raised is the question. It seems like the flag stayed down. Shilki Devi, what a ball played forward. Sandhya holding her run, but the flag eventually went up against Ajay. Gokulam Kerala just showing they are a ruthless side when it comes to attack, when it comes to create moves from the wings and penetrate down the center. And the chemistry between Dangmei Grace and Sabitra Bhandari Sandhya works in a big way in the field of play. And there is Sandhya. Confidently done by Shilki Devi. And not panicking at all at the back. Reena Roy going for the press and beating the ESU's press here. The Malabarians. Ajay with the ball played forward. Sabitra Bhandari. No one is there inside the box, waiting for support to arrive. It has arrived. Clipped over the top, and Vivian Ajay. Decision going against her. With less than 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Gokulam Kerala and their presence on the field of play makes for an electrifying atmosphere, especially during all of the home games in the Hero I League. It serves as a great motivation for the players to perform, especially since they are a very young side. The aim was to get off to a good start. They made a slow start this evening as well, but they fought back. They've got the character, they've got the passion to bounce back. Yet again, they've provided another example of how there doesn't succumb under the pressure. They hold their nerves and they bounce back, even at the face of adversity. So at the break, it's Eastern Sporting Union 1, Gokulam Kerala 2. And we will leave you with the first half highlights. We've had 3 goals. The second semi-final, the two former champions clashing on swords against each other at the Trans Stadia. Indumati was heavily involved in the opening stages. Gokulam Kerala with glut of goal scoring opportunities. And out of nowhere, Kamala Devi striking for Eastern Sporting Union. Sabitra Bhandari had the chance to equalize, but Panthoi Chanu with a very good save. Sabitra was the one who was clipped inside, and Indumati equalizing from the penalty spot. Prameshwari was fouled by RJ. Sabitra Bhandari just showing her goal scoring instinct yet again. In the dying stages of the first half, she beats the keeper and makes it a 2-1. Do not go anywhere. We will come back after the break. Welcome back to the live coverage of the Hero Indian Women's League from the Trans Stadia in Ahmedabad. It's 1-2 at the break. Gokulam off the blocks too soon, but Eastern Sporting Union quite successfully ridden the wave of controlled possession. And now all to play for in the second half for a shot at the final. 45 minutes of reckoning for Eastern Sporting Union if they want to keep the title race in their hands. They need a touch of destiny, and Kamala Devi will look to add one goal to her 3 already, and Prameshwari will look to add to her goals and assists. A late kickoff makes it slightly easier on the players. That said, it will still be a test of resilience. What has been heartening to see, players haven't gone down cramped up in the latter stages, a sign of fitness and willingness to keep going for 90 minutes. And these are two teams which have not held back in attack. They have certainly not held back in attack. This is why Kamala Devi heading Eastern Sporting Union in front. Just a recap of the first half. Indumati equalizing from the spot kick after Sabitra was brought down. Sabitra then doing the damage and doing what she is known for. Tactically, it's extremely interesting as how they will go about, given that they are young players all around. Mostly in the Gokulam Kerala side, Eastern Sporting though have players with experience. It will be interesting to see how or what they can apply from what coaches have told them during the break. Eastern Sporting Union, champions of the inaugural edition. They have announced the arrival in a spectacular fashion. The entire Eastern Sporting Union contingent competing in the IWL, including their coach and support staff, hails from Manipur, the northeastern state which is currently engulfed in a widespread ethnic conflict. The Eastern Sporting Union were in the middle of their third group stage match against Odisha FC, even as they tested the first defeat of their campaign that day with a 0-4 loss. Almost a close moment. Just had to get the touch. Ashalata Devi once again. A guide on from Sandhya. Couldn't get a touch. RJ. Ashalata Devi with an assist already late in the first half. She is known for spraying those passes from defense into attack. Even though Eastern Sporting Union tested their first defeat, the focus soon shifted to whatever was transpiring in their home. When the conflict broke out in Manipur, naturally they were mentally disturbed. The anticipation that something bad would happen to their family, it was not easy though. The home of few of the players in the interior part of the state, in the hills, quite close by to the affected area. They were very intense since their families had to evacuate. And what makes Eastern Sporting Union's semi-final run more impressive is the fact that they have assembled together as a team just a couple of days before the tournament started. And majority of their senior players were competing in the senior nationals and could only join the team at the 11th hour in Ahmedabad. Around 10-12 of their players were playing in the senior nationals, hence they could not have a proper camp before the league began. Just had a couple of training sessions, but the coaches were very clear about the formation they wanted and made it clear to the team very quickly. Ronnie Balachanu, she is in the thick of action. Comes out strong, the number 3 went directly for goal. from an acute angle. That was Linda Chanu, guilty for giving away that penalty, and not in same vein as Sabitra Bhandari and Vivian Ajay. Scored 20 goals during the Ramco Kerala Women's League. And now Sandhya shifting to the left in the second half. She got to improve with her crossing ability. Lacking in quality once more. She is also on 6 goals. Scored 4 in fact against Kahani Football Club. That was a 14-1 victory for Gokulam Kerala. Their highest margin victory of the season. The dominance of Manipur. And no state has dominated women's football as Manipur over the years. 5 national crowns and 7 championships justifies their quality. A few years people have seen players from this tiny state as small as a district in Uttar Pradesh or Karnataka displaying their skill, stamina and speed. And this was a comfortable height for Panthoi Chanu. By large, the players from Sana Leibak, the Golden Land as gracefully called by the inhabitants, have been able to book a place in any kind of sporting events. This was clear from the 6th National Games held at Imphal in 1999. It was a pride moment for all the Manipuris when they were declared the overall team champion ahead of the states like Kerala, a giant of water sports in the south, and Punjab spearheads in athletics. Many famous players and coaches from different parts of the country had to go back with their heads hung in a low profile. All kinds of sports events which are played all over the world are also being played in Manipur, and the people of the state are literally obsessed with the sport. It is not exaggerating to say that people have been frequently getting work leaves just to see the finals of any game hosted by the state. Another point worth to mention is that a couple of years ago, led by the former governor Shri Srivastava, the sports-loving people of this Sana Leibak showcased a football stadium in the heart of the city. The finance being supported from the entire income earners, from the street vendor to the secretaries. For years, the state has been representing the Indian flag in Commonwealth Games and in Olympics and brought laurels for the state and country. And needless to say, in any national standard event, it has always been seeded at least in the top 5 of ranks. And of late, winning habit is much more prominent in many of the popular games. Women's football is one where the state has been dominating for the last decade. Bengal is the only state which has come close to it and a bit of challenging in the finals. As mentioned earlier, since 1991, Manipur had bagged the national championship for 5 times out of 7 meeting, with Bengal in the final as shown in, which is a senior national championship, or the women's Santosh Trophy, whatever you may call it. The final rounds this season to be played in Punjab starting from 14 June. The fixtures are already out. Meanwhile, it's Eastern Sporting Union on the attack. Margaret picked up a knock on the back of her head, going in for that tussle with Vivian Ajay. The Ghanaian already on a yellow. And Gokulam Kerala had to sacrifice Ranjana Chanu for this crucial clash due to a red card. They can't afford another red card incident here. From 35 yards out, a free kick from Eastern Sporting Union. And it's gonna be Kamala Devi who is lining up this one. Safe into the safe pair of hands of Soumya. And just bounced in front of the keeper, but she got her body behind the ball. Shilki Devi through the lines for Indumati. She's found the gap. That's a brilliant pass. RJ is waiting in the center, squaring it. Samitra Bhandari for RJ, and that's 3-1 for Gokulam Kerala. A brilliant link-up play from the Malabarians. Samitra Bhandari involved in all the 3 goals. The crowning glory in a shining jewel that Gokulam Kerala has. Samitra Bhandari once more at the thick of action, stepping up just at the right time, putting it on a platter for Vivian RJ. She just taps it home. And Eastern Sporting Union are down by 1-3 against Gokulam Kerala. They took the lead and they saw that lead getting wiped out. A cushion for the Malabarians now. Both the strikers are scoring for Gokulam. Samitra Bhandari, Vivian Ajay. The equalizer from Indumati. Now in control of this game, the Malabarians are the clear favourites to face Kickstart in the final of the Hero Indian Women's League. It's gonna be their 3rd successive entry into the final of the Hero Indian Women's League. They will be eyeing for hat-trick of wins. And here is Indu. Cut out that gap. She will get another bite on the cherry. Too high for Vivian. Towards Sandhya. Trying to get past the number 5, Anita Devi. Wins a corner, Sandhya. Had a tremendous season. The referee just reversed her decision to a goal kick. The first time Hero Indian Women's League, a match being played at the Trans Stadia under the lights. Kamala Devi unable to control. She was a former All India Football Federation's Player of the Year 6 years ago in 2017. There is Prameshwari item. Margaret. Kipjen. Prameshwari, Kamala Devi, options on the right. She goes for goal directly. Good collection for Soumya. I could have played it to her right. There was that channel. The number 3 Linda Chanu was completely free. Sometimes you got to survey your surroundings before making a decision. Sandhya. Another great ball. Another chance for Vivian Ajay. This time just going wide. Almost a second for the Ghanaian. A great inclusion from Anthony Andrews. Just brought her on at the right moment. Sandhya this time carved opens the Eastern Sporting Union defence. The rejuvenation of the Kerala Women's League 7 years after it was shelved owing to the lack of sponsorship and patronage. The Kerala Women's League spring back to life in 2021 in the month of December. A collaboration between the Kerala Football Association and the Scoreline Sports Private Limited of the Miran Group. The event featured 6 teams and 30 matches in the double-leg format, returned at the Floodlight Stadium in Thrissur. It was preceded by a celebrity women's football match. The actors Reema and Malavika Jairam, among others, are expected to participate in the match held at the Kadavantra Regional Sports Centre. Among the teams that featured includes the women's team of Gokulam Kerala, which had lost to Lord's FA in the final last year. And the KFA president Tom Joseph said the superior quality of Gokulam need not lead to a one-sided league, as teams could spring surprise performances. This is Grace. The winners handed back the cash prize of rupees 1 lakh, and the runners-up got 50,000. And now Dangme, Vivian Ajay setting up Sandhya. A great disguise leave from the Ghanaian. And almost creeping into the far corner. A couple of fantastic chances for Gokulam. Beautiful one-touch display. Just opening the goal mouth. Second half so far has been a one-way traffic. Begging for creativity, begging for innovation. Eastern Sporting Union. It's been a story of midfield failure from the Imphal base side. A high boot involved. A free kick will go Eastern Sporting Union's way. We've just gone past the hour mark here at the Trans Stadia. Is Eastern Sporting Union 1, Gokulam Kerala 3. Only one goal in the second half, coming off Vivian Ajay's feet after Savitra Bhandari squaring it for the Ghanaian international. Can they make it 2-3 here? Reena Roy to take the free kick. Gokulam have scored 57 goals and conceded 7. They've kept 3 clean sheets. Nirmala goes for it, a forgettable one. Eastern Sporting Union have scored 14 and have conceded 11. Kipjen is the side's top goal scorer with 3 goals. Prameshwari Idam on 2. Kamala Devi on 2 as well. A run coming in from Sandhya down the left. They are just leaving no stone unturned to put pressure on Eastern Sporting Union's defense line. They have fumbled under pressure time and again. Continues to leave dangerously here. Just teasing with ESU's defense, the Gokulam Kerala. Sabitra Bhandari's guide on. Sahena, back header. Clearance from the number 5, only as far as Dangmei Grace. And Dangmei Grace with the shot. Just flies over at the crossbar for a goal kick. Her initial attempt, blocked by Achubi, fell onto her weak left foot. Just flies by. Had a top season in Uzbekistan as well. Dangmei Grace with Al Nasaf, winning the Uzbekistan Premier League. Her first Indian women player to play in the Uzbek League. Here is Bhandari chipping the ball into space, asking RJ to chase. Continues with her run, the Ghanaian. A good defensive work from Anita Devi. There she is. That's a glorious pass. Tried to skip over. The challenge, the keeper came out and narrowed the angle. Made a very clever run inside the box, Dangmei Grace. Ronnie Balachanu looks very, very disappointed. Another comeback story for Anthony Andrews. There's Viviana J. And knocking through the channel where Sandhya is present. Once again, the cross letting her down. A relentless attack from Gokulam. Mostly down the left, using Sandhya and her pace. Only one change made so far. A couple of changes from Gokulam Kerala. Soumya coming in place of Bitrice and RJ replacing Manasa. This time the cross was in play, but straight at the goalkeeper. Eastern Sporting Union yet to make a change though. Ronnie Balachanu, she's got Kim on the bench. A hero of the match in the previous game against Sports Odisha. This is a perfect time to bring her on. She needs more goal scoring options up top. At the same time, got to be tight at the back. The defense have been very leaky, very porous this evening. A double change getting ready for Eastern Sporting Union. Kim will come on. So as the number 17, Gangte, Ruby Gangte and Kim. Number 33, Rina Roy, is subbed out. She will be replaced by Ruby Gangte. Linda Chanu will make way for the last game's hero, Kim. A corner to defend for ESU. Ashalata Devi, and this time getting it completely wrong. A chance to counter for Eastern Sporting Union. Prameshwari. First touch for Ruby Gangte. Quickly outnumbered Sabitra Bhandari. The ball has been stolen away. Perfect cross and a pinch perfect header. Indumati with a brace. Goal number 4 for Gokulam Kerala. Another assist for Sabitra Bhandari. The number 9 curling it in from the right hand side towards the on rushing number 8 Indumati. Lot of gap between the two centre backs. The number 8 just stalls in between the two. Saw the ball clearly and just guides it home. And frustration for Pantoi Chanu and Eastern Sporting Union. Job done. It's sealed. 20 minutes of regulation time left. Gokulam Kerala have put the game to bed. Prameshwari. Eastern Sporting Union can try and make the scoreline look respectable. A 3 goals gap. A comeback from here on looks quite difficult. The mountain just getting steeper for the side from Manipur. Vivian Ajay. She has got Sahena for company. This time Sahena with a perfect challenge. Gokulam Kerala merciless so far. Roja Devi again went up for it. Sabitra Bhandari. A clearance only as far as RJ. She gets a touch. Kim stepping in, selling one dummy to the Ghanaian. Sahena with a long clearance and out of play for a throw-in. Quite disappointed. Eastern Sporting Union. They took the lead, just failed to hold on. And Gokulam Kerala, they have got the firepower. Even if they go down by a goal, plenty of firepower up top to bounce back. This is Indu. Ashalata Devi. A second season in running with Gokulam for the senior India centre back. Lifted the title last year and now slipped through. On the overlap is Kritina. Kritina beats Sahena. Kritina's crossing. Header from the number 11 Kipjen. She's been very, very busy in this game, mostly inside her own area, trying to track the run of Sandhya and Vivian RJ. Mostly in a defensive role, but her manager just reminding her job is also to attack. But such has been the pressure from Gokulam Kerala. Eastern Sporting Union can't keep their step up. That was Sabitra and Dangmei Grace. Telepathic understanding between the number 9 and the number 11. So cooling break. Gokulam have already sealed the fate of this game. The water break. Eastern Sporting Union 1, Gokulam Kerala 4. We are towards the last quarter, the last 15 minutes of this match. Kickstarter to face Gokulam Kerala on the 21st of May for the final of the Hero Indian Women's League. That is going to be quite an encounter. These are the goals scored by Gokulam in the second half. Sabitra Bhandari involved in all of them. Vivian Ajay making it 3-1. Kamala Devi on the half turn wasn't threatening enough to trouble the goalkeeper. Missing it just by a few inches. And almost turns provider for Sandhya. Dangmei Grace had a chance as well, blazing it over the top. Sabitra Bhandari takes a look up, measures the diagonal. And Indumati with a brace, this time converting it with an inch perfect header. Frustration personified by Panthui Chanu's expressions after conceding that fourth goal. Christina takes the throw in. She's been quite lively in the second half. Gokulam Kerala with the usual free-flowing football in the second half. Outscoring their opponents. This is Roja, accustomed quite well into a new role. Dangmei Grace cutting inside, pursued by Sahena. Again saw the gap and slipping in. Sabitra Bhandari for her second. Gokulam Kerala go 5-1 up. Oh, that's offside. That's offside. The goal disallowed. They have played like a well-oiled machine. Just ran rings around Eastern Sporting Union in the second half. And the side from Manipur didn't had any answers to Gokulam's waves after waves of attack. Here is Bhandari. She buys the corner. Last touch coming off a Chubi. A very dejected Eastern Sporting Union bench. They've been fragile at the back. And after conceding the first goal, Gokulam are very, very vigilant. Into the corner flag. They're shielding the ball. Trying to buy some time there, Shilki Devi. Just about 11 minutes of regulation time remaining. There's gonna be about 6 minutes of additional time as well. Still about 17 to 20 minutes left in this game. Asha continues to stay inside Eastern Sporting Union's half. That's the amount of pressure from Gokulam Kerala. Another 1-2. This time with Savitra Bhandari. She's got acres of space to exploit. Up against a couple of Eastern Sporting Union defenders. Kritina. Ashalata. Shilki Devi. Gokulam Kerala having a vice-like grip in this game. Another superb ball. Nindumati is cross. It lands into the roof of the net. That ball was swept out wide by Ashalata Devi. Look at that. A zipping ball out wide. It just cut opens the Eastern Sporting Union defense on the right hand side. To their left though. Looking clueless at the moment, Eastern Sporting Union. Kipjen. Is down. Anthony Andrews must have taken notes of how Kickstart plays and how they might play in the final. A very meticulous tactician, Anthony Andrews. He does his homework. Game reading, one of his stronger suits. You can see frustration just creeping into the body language of the Eastern Sporting Union players. The heavyweights, Setu Madurai, knocked out in the semi-final. Eastern Sporting Union on the verge of defeat. Two Southern Giants are gonna face off each other in the Hero Indian Women's League final until anything miraculous happens in this game. That looks quite unlikely though. At present, Eastern Sporting Union are dancing to the tunes of Gokulam Kerala. Now 47 goals are scored by Gokulam Kerala's front three in combined is a music to the ears of Eastern Sporting Union defenders. A tad too long, that pass for Savitra Bhandari. Well read by Nirmala. A couple of back-to-back changes. Baby Maiden is coming on for Kipgen. And Gitanjali Chanu replacing Anita Devi in defense. Four changes made by Ronnie Bala. And Gokulam Kerala have made only two, both of them coming in the first half. And no changes made by Anthony Andrews in the second. A regulation time of 6 minutes left in this match. The injury looks serious. Ronnie Bala had a brief stint with Manipur Police as well. Guided Manipur-based Cripsa to their 5th Manipur Women's League title. A former goalkeeping coach of the Indian women's national side as well. She comes with a lot of experience, Ronnie Bala. And that doesn't look pretty at all. The stretcher comes out. She will be stretchered out. But Indumati, she's been a cog in the wheel for Gokulam this season in the Hero Indian Women's League. 6 goals before coming into this game. She added 2 more to her list of 6 already. 2 very classic goals as well from Indumati tonight here at the Trans Stadia. Especially the second goal from the number 9 Sabitra Bhandari's cross. That was a breathtaking stuff. Anjali Devi coming on. All the 5 changes exhausted by Ronnie Bala Chanu. They have nothing to gain from this game. Can just try and get in few consolation goals. Even though a couple of quick strikes from here on can make things little interesting. Viviana J, look at her work rate. Back in defense. We wish for the speedy recovery. Kashmina will replace Shilki Devi, a like-for-like change from Anthony Andrews as he decides to shut shop. He will look to protect his trump cards before the final against Kickstart, trying to hide them. Job done here. The only worrying signs for Gokulam Kerala is their defensive organization. Defense has been their weak link. Soumya will be booked for delaying here. Has been given as a free kick. Time wasting from Soumya. Rightly spotted by Ruba Devi. Indirect free kick inside the box in favor of Eastern Sporting Union. Kamala Devi and Prameshwaridam in the mix. Can they make it 2-4? Right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Looks like the number 9 Kamala Devi is the one shaping up to take this. That's a very silly way to concede. And everybody just hops over. And a yellow card comes out, and this time Kritina for the premature invention has been booked. A premature invasion from the number 2. A 4 in the wall. Kamala Devi goes low and directly at Soumya. And just one tweak from Anthony Andrews in the first half by bringing on at J, changing the dimension of the game. And Nirmala had to clear. Not good signs though. The injury to Kim looks to be very, very serious. It looks like a ligament injury. Savitra Bhandari with a glancing header. Additional time of 7 minutes. There's still a lot of time in this game. Gokulam Kerala will look to increase their scoring tally. Eastern Sporting Union can try and get in a goal or two, but they have struggled so far to enter the Gokulam Kerala box in the second half. Ruba Devi will have a word with Sujata Palit. Still reeling in pain, Kim. Nicely recovered by Kashmina, almost a giveaway. Savitra Bhandari. A touch off Anjali on that occasion. Ruby Gangte. More than 250 goals in 62 matches. The Hero Indian Women's League this season. Gokulam Kerala have scored 58 with one match remaining. It's been a tremendous season, a memorable season. A few unexpected results as well. One of them was between Gokulam Kerala and Misaka United. The Malabarians involved in one of the upset results. Here is Kamala Devi. Prameshwari giving it away to Vivian Ajay. Vivian Ajay slides in a pass behind the ESU defense, and Sabitra Bhandari is in the clear. She makes it a 5-1 for Gokulam. Goal number 28 for Gokulam's number 9. Her 44 in total in the Hero Indian Women's League. Just 4 goals behind the Manipuri stalwart Baladevi. Vivian Ajay this time with the assist. And incidentally, Sabitra Bhandari involved in all the 5 goals scored by Gokulam Kerala this evening. Their hero, their impact player. Last couple of minutes left. Sabitra Bhandari, can she get her 6th hat-trick of the season? Both of her and Indumati on a hat-trick. There's this number 20. She's just come on, Sonia Jose in place of Sandhya. That's the 3rd change made by Anthony Andrews, bringing in a fresh pair of legs. That's a cheap giveaway by Kashmina. A 4th change rather made by Gokulam. Kashmina also came in place of Shilki Devi. Nirmala. Yeah, that's quite easy for Soumya. Just the last few seconds remaining. Gokulam Kerala on the brink of a famous victory. A comeback story for the Malabarians. 2nd time in a row. The countdown begins here at the Trans Stadia. Will be final whistle any moment from Ruba Devi. And that's it. Gokulam Kerala are through to the final of the Hero Indian Women's League 2022-23. Their 3rd successive entry into the final of the Hero Indian Women's League. And Anthony Andrews has done it. The man who appeals to the heart more than to the head. He scorns the logic of football schools and the elements of a system. Anthony Andrews and his anti-heroines in this dramatic season of the Hero Indian Women's League. And tell you what, the Maharashtrian will take his team to his present home. And Gokulam Kerala have a shot at silver. Never in doubt. Concentrated effort. Dangmei Grace, a craftsman, and that is why she's got the captain's armband. And Gokulam Kerala and the young Anthony have beaten the Manipuri Grand Mistress and the former champions. But remember, a crown lost is not a crown forgotten. Anthony Andrews dug himself out of the hole made by his own mind creation. A clear dominance from the Malabarians right from the word go. We've had 6 goals this evening. These are the chances created by Gokulam. Sabitra Bhandari stealing the limelight yet again. And Indumati as well. Played brilliantly. Scored a couple of quality goals. This is the one. A moment of brilliance from the number 8. Kamala Devi have had a couple of shies. None of them substantial enough to trouble. Sabitra Bhandari just stroking it past the goalkeeper. And that was the final nail in the coffin. Today's hero of the match, Indumati. She is the constant in the wonderful chaos of Kerala football. And with that, Gokulam Kerala, they are into the final of the competition. And Indumati awarded a cheque of 15,000 rupees. She converted one from the spot kick. And the second one was all about timing, placement from the number 8. And she got that absolutely spot on. So at full time, it's Eastern Sporting Union 1, Gokulam Kerala FC 5.